Hello all. We've got another RTSL game today. That's RTSL 2021-8, organised by Fruitstrike. Thank you to Fruitstrike for fantastic work setting up the league. We are 1-4-1 in RTSL, so this is for win 2 in the league. Probably doesn't matter too much. We're up against Fjantarik. I am remiss in delaying my arrival to this game. Well, at least we've got blockade. We can get rid of D-Star. Okay, so we're USA. We have got a decent array of ops, but we're going to have to blockade away. The headline's got to be either containment or blockade away D-Style, which means we have to event remaining application before independent reds. At least if we do containment, we could space blockade, of course. So let's open 442 with no socialist governments and no other reason to open differently. Plug in the hand. I feel like containment's better because we know we're going to net 5 ops off it with our spread of hand. We could space remaining application and still blockade away D-Style and get a couple of ops for the benefits. Or we can space blockade to hold D-Style to turn 3. That's probably better. Space blockade. Event remaining application begrudgingly to hold D-Style. Either way, containment is better. So let's do that. NASA drops in the headline. So they may fancy the opening coup on Italy. But with no scoring cards in our hand, where they go will probably dictate what we think their tempo is. Okay. That's all set up fine. Okay. Here it comes. Spreading influence around. We'll put 2 in Pakistan and 1 in Malaysia. And if this triggers a coup in Pakistan, it doesn't dominate, so we can coup Libya in response. Careful. Clumsy dog. So here I think we'll either get coup Pakistan. Whoa, okay. That's not very helpful. Europe scoring drops. We didn't know that was coming. Not the end of our world. So let's space blockade. Great. Which will allow us to hold D-Style. At the expense of Romanian abdication, but independent reds has gone back in the deck. Well, that's good. That's a 1 VP swing for us. Yeah, okay, I like that. We're basically making them sweat in Asia now because we can get through India and Burma. We should be able to keep hold of Asia. Interesting gambit, keeping DEFCON up. But, you know, so we'll clear out their access to Italy. Force the coup on Pakistan to drop DEFCON. Okay, UNI. NORAD. Still spreading influence. Interesting keeping DEFCON up. Interesting times. Okay, we'll overprotect Pakistan at the end of the turn. And move into Saudi. I don't think they have Asia scoring, but I look like a bit of a mug if they do here. So they're going to want a coup, Pakistan or Iran. And if they do, we get DEFCON down. We'll take the coup, get DEFCON down, hopefully get access to Libya. Oh, just about. So we got to Gaul, which is nice. We can do something about that, but otherwise quite a tricky hand. We can get Warsaw packed out before Independent Reds at least. Still not holding the scoring card. Boy, none of the 4-ops. So there are 4 4-op cards which we have none of. I sincerely hope we're going to get to see those next turn rather than they're holding all of them. Oh boy, we don't have a great hand. I think we do 5-year plan here to hope to get US, Japan, or Marshall. Right? Everything else is crap. At least we know no DEFCON suicide is possible. But we're looking to pull US, Japan, or Marshall here. NATO would be sad, but again, it's 4 free ops for them, AR1, so pulling that's not so bad either. With defectors gone, they can purge us as well, which will hurt a lot. So yeah, decol is unaccounted for. Defectors is gone. This is a very tricky headline. If they decol into Algeria, for example, yeah, here we go. Oh boy, that's Thailand and Algeria locked up. We pull Indo-Pakistani war. So they're better off taking Thailand, although that gives up a coup. But if we coup, we also give up France. Oh boy, nasty. Thailand plus France? Oh boy, that ain't good. Socialist Warsaw's not very good either now. Yikes. This is not good. I mean, they use Red Scare, so they're not holding NATO, but we'll use Warsaw. We'll use Zaire to make sure they can't spear into Nigeria. This is not great. Oh boy. So now we're looking to make sure they don't score Asia for domination. Excuse me. Or Middle East for domination. And we try and clear Europe before they do. I mean, that reads them for Middle East scoring. So, probably Iraq next. Oh boy. The board does not look spectacular. Okay, takes the Milops. Succeeds. Oof. We'll space Arab Israeli. 3, 4, because we can event and repair everything else. Or do we space to Gaul? Because playing Cambridge 5 tips the fact that we don't hold any of the scoring cards. But eventing de Gaulle to take Iraq doesn't give us domination anyway. Ugh. Dear oh dear oh dear. This is not a great start. Excuse me. So, no, we'll space Arab Israeli. The rest are manageable, and if he doesn't get a space now, we can space de Gaulle. Terrible tempo when all I want to do is space cards, and I'm behind in most regions. Please miss. They don't miss. So, let's start racing up country count, giving up France in the process. Ooh, situation bad. Unless we get dealt US, Japan, Marshall, and NATO next turn. That would be fine. They should play into Turkey now. Well, no, okay. We take Turkey and prepare to have all that undone by socialist governments. So they're going to move to dominate Asia. So yeah, they're likely to move to dominate Asia here, and I can't riposte. Oh no, it goes to Middle East. Okay. So we have to event and repair socialist governments and see what we can do once they do well to take 2 out of West Germany, because I have to respond there, leaving Middle East damaged. Although I could put 1 in West Germany and hope not to spark an ops race. But this is an appalling start. Oh dear. So let's do that and hope we can repair once they coup. This is a big gamble, but at this point I need it. So they got both the scoring cards, which is a start. Purging them is probably the best bet. Oh dear. So we got US, Japan, and Marshall. They got NATO with Warsaw Pact in play, and they got Asia, Middle East, and so I mean, we could have done worse. Uh, we got very lucky to be dealt 4 op cards. Thank you very much, deck. So, we got Japan up our sleeve so we can level off Asia. I think we event Marshall Plan, right? More than Purge, and we keep our ops up. Space Decol. Yeah. So, Vietnam Revolts is bad in the headline, but we've just seen it go. Yeah, let's go Marshall Plan. I think we're likely to see Asia scoring here, thinking they can't get ahead. Yeah, good. Okay. They're not going to flip 2-step countries, are they? So let's spread our ops around a bit more. Okay, so they've got a tricky situation here because they want to take Lebanon, but that allows me to coup. They're going to go with it, so they want to flip Iran instead. They don't. So we can use a 4-op card to take Iran and Lebanon. And now if they want to ops race in Israel, we can take that on. It doesn't look like they're gunning for it. Okay. We're hoping they don't have Arab-Israeli war and roll a 6. Where are we putting our other op? We'll put it in South America because we've also got US Japan to flip Angola. They should now drop Middle East scoring because actually if we tap Egypt or Libya we can get domination. They get to space first. And they get to space first. So given that, let's jam Libya. Put them on the back foot with regards, unless they've picked up 5-year plan, and if they have, well done them. So that was bad for their tempo. And we can surround Angola. Although we're now at the point where we have to event Fidel, which is a shame. Middle East drops for 0. Decall to space. Did we do that first? No, it's event Fidel. And realign first at +2. And of course there's no change. But then the second time we get lucky. And now we space to finish the round, which is a bit miserable, but that is life. Okay, we survived. Okay, so we also get Romanian abdication leveled off, which is could be worse. Wasn't paying attention. Second one in France, fine. Decall to space. We also succeed, but we get 0 VP for the privilege, and we're into mid-war. This is not a great hand for us. The US events aren't unreasonable, the USSR events even. It's mostly that we don't have a very strong game plan. I think defectors is probably best here. Sadat, now Middle East scoring is gone, is less profitable. We can probably do some repairing to Southeast Asia. So we'll defect their headline. That's a good headline to defect, as headlines go. I already feel slightly better about my life. So, if they coup Zaire, they're worried about Africa. If they coup Panama, they want to get into Central America, I think. They may hold DEFCON up a turn. Shows what I know. Oh boy. Decal's gone. Both Africa, South Africa unrest, and Portuguese Empire. Put you in. Let's go Malaysia. Oh boy. So no brush war, please. Or Hunter. Some issues. We have to put 2 in Angola so that if they event either, we can defend against it. At least we can try and keep Africa domination up. Which I guess we need at this point. I mean, it's very much a weather the storm thing here. We've managed to deny them the access cards, which is fairly crucial. Although we will be spacing D-Style at some point if they get to headline peak, we're going to be forced to space in response. Hmm. We may want to event Sadat at the end of the turn in the absence of another play. Vietnam revolts. It would help if I... Right, where did they go? Let's try and watch a thing in real time. Panama and Colombia. Okay. So we start trading coups in Colombia. Ooh. Che's done the job. They'll get a free go at Botswana. Miss. Ooh. Okay, another coup on Colombia. That's nice and big. Let's hope that one holds. Ooh, splendid. That's a bonus. We'll event Southeast Asia scoring next. Wait and see if they space before we choose D-style. Okay, bag the points. Very wise. Okay, it was evented as expected, so we will just use a single op to retake it, bearing in mind we might get a good crack at rear lines. Hmm. We'll event Sadat. So we can bear trap, get a coup in, Africa scoring. Or we can Arsenal it away if things go against us, if they, for example, quag us. Yeah, the headline's either Ask Not and Ditch a Ton or Bear Trap. I like Bear Trap. Yeah, I like Bear Trap. We'll Bear Trap. Okay, they get to drop Defcon, and they'll drop it to 2. Two seems like the only obvious option, really. Oh dear. That's never fun. We're going to want a Space Muslim Rev, right? Blockade's still in play, so we need to hold out a while. We will use Willy to take Africa domination. We're going to cash it in. Oh dear. Good. Nice to know someone else is a kindred spirit in the let's not moan about it camp. We'll go Africa scoring now because I'm moderately tempted to ask not the other stuff. Don't really want to play Flower Power before Brush War. Africa scoring away. The sequencing here may be all off, but I am doing it. There goes Arab-Israeli War, and there goes that. We'll event Camp David, because we are ditching Muslim Revolution. We'll get ready for some coups around Nicaragua and Haiti if they've got Central America scoring. And we need to watch out for liberation theology. I was probably a bit too placid and probably should have pushed for Panama. But, you know, you tell me. I think I do like Ask Not to ditch these three. Picking up Lone Gunman is the worst, basically. Or do we space D-style, play Fair Player, play Eastern European Rights, and play Ask Not for Ops? Blech. I feel like that's even worse. The only card I really hate to see is Lone Gunman when I Ask Not. And I don't want to event Flower Power for Brush War and Indo-Pakistani War. I definitely don't want to event Muslim Rev. Or D-style. Overprotect, okay. I could space one of them though. But then I have to use Arsenal anyway. Now let's ditch these three nasty cards and hope not to pick up Lone Gunman. Ah, boy. That was about as bad as it could have gone. Duck and Cover's gone, so we can event Missile Envy. Oh. Oh, that's really bad. Let's event Missile Envy now. Because it's more likely to be We Will Bury You. Yeah, brilliant. Hail Mary realigns? Actually, we can... And that goes up to 4-3 and then 6-4. Yeah, okay. We can recover Mexico thanks to Missile Envy. And then we're basically shagged out if we get blockaded. Please no blockade. I am flying by the seat of my pants this game. Oh boy. Uh, okay, so Salt is going to get back D-Star. Perfect. Yeah? Or is it going to get back Purge? I didn't see. But we can now ditch Lone Gunman. D-Star. Great. I think they want to coup Zimbabwe or just play an influence, right? Because uh, they want to keep Defcon high as possible to get some Millop kickback. Well, at least we got rid of Lone Gunman. Beggars can't be choosers. And it's not like I'm getting promoted this season. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Another influence in Nicaragua or Haiti makes sense, or El Salvador if they're worried about getting queued up for realignments. Okay, so we'll do. Do we do a Hail Mary realign on Cuba? With one op. That's just silly. Oh, but none of this is good. Defcon 5 is bad because West German is realignable. And we could get quagmired. So I think we have to coup a battleground. Let's just coup Angola. Boring. But a 2/3 chance of getting them down a little bit. Nope. A whole lot of scorers we don't like seeing. Of course, Hunter's still in the deck. So Central America scoring is not safe. One small step's arrived at the right time. NATO's in play. How about... Oh no, special relationship doesn't tap France. Alas. Oh, we can't do Central America scoring. This is awful. Europe scoring. Rubbish. And it's Hunter. Oh boy, we're in trouble. Lot of trouble. We hope they missed the coup on Mexico. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear indeed. Hail Mary realigns on Cuba. Oh, this is bad. This is really, really bad. Yeah, please miss. Oh, yikes. That's unfortunate. Assuming I'll have to event South African unraced if they get off to space first. Let's do that. No, let's put it all in Mexico because of liberation theology and the fact that if they put 4 ops into it, I can't flip it back. dear. So D-Style to Nigeria and Argentina. This is shaping up poorly. Yeah, here it comes. Get it while it's hot. Fine. It's going to take so long. And we're so unlikely to get to... We're just going to ditch Central America scoring. Ugh. That does not make me feel happy. We're going to event Nixon so that Yasuri becomes unplayable for them. Oh, we're giving up so much real estate. We're behind in Asia, behind in Central America, and we're going behind in South America, behind in Europe. I need to get CIA out of my hand this turn to get it back in the deck, and even then, things don't look rosy. We need them to space so we can get to the 3VP square before them. But we will still special relationship 2 into France, just so if we can get special relationship back in the reshuffle, we can start to put some pressure on there. But it's more a tear down this wall thing. This isn't shaping up to be a promising affair. Hmm. So there's not a lot of neutral cards left. Indo-Pakistani War and Summit. IPWs are 1 in 6 shot, basically. Liberation Theology and Quagmire are bad. Blockade is a disaster. Once again, I'm out of 3-op cards. I am so bad at tracking Blockade. But I also only had one 3-op card this turn, which they might not think I have. But if I get blockaded now, Europe's in a bad way. Just have to hope they don't. If they do blockade me, Special Relationship puts 2 in it. I have to hold out there. Hmm. Ah, well, stole the China card at the right time. I think I've got to plough them into the non-battlegrounds, which they can repair, but that means they lose some tempo at least. And let's hope they forget to overprotect Thailand. Central America scoring is not going to get any worse. Better, even. either of those things, worse or better. That makes sense. Yep, okay. So we are going to have a one-op realign on Botswana. No change. I was hoping that we'd clear it out so we could then move on to Angola. Next up, we're going to have a one-op coup on Southeast African states. We're still waiting for him to try going to space. If they succeed, we one small step. If they fail, we space South African unrest. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. So we start with special relationship. We knew that was coming, didn't we? 1 3-up card this turn. Kinda sunk us. Oh boy. I blame Fruit Strike for organising this round of Rutzel. That's who I blame. We'll event Panama Canal returned. Oh, yeah, lovely. Please don't miss. Don't miss like they missed. Well, that's some unbalance in our life. Summits even on regions? So what have they got? They've got grain sales, puppet governments, Voice of America, Formosa and colonial rearguards. Brezhnev, socialist governments, and liberation theology. So we don't know one of their cards. Okay, so we can't headline Summit because if they headline socialist governments, they can take one out of all the two stab areas and dominate Europe. So that's our reason not to headline Summit despite chats in Twitch's insistence. Liberation theology is possible. Brezhnev doctrine's likelier. Do we go nuclear subs to counter coup? Tough choices. Brezhnev or socialist government seems likely, and what with the hand they've got, I think Brezhnev seems likelier. I guess nuclear subs has the potential to do the most damage, so let's go nuclear subs over John Paul and Summit. They get Hunter, that's their 9th card. They're living the dream. But if they do coup now, we get counter coups and they don't. It does mean they'll be able to jam West Germany though. Boy. Here it comes. Oh, they keep DEFCON up. Very clever. It looks like they're setting up for total control of the Americas. Okay, so we can retake Venezuela and jam West Germany. We know they don't have a scoring card. So they've got a space grain, right? Okay. With shuttle diplomacy in effect, we can just take Japan. Let's still jam Taiwan, because that gives them a dilemma. They thankfully have too many cards to deal comfortably. I mean, I'm fine with them using Brezhnev to put 3 in Taiwan. So if this hits, which it doesn't, looks like we're keeping one small step for another turn. Yeah, I'm going to give them the China card back for now. Still in a pretty bad way. So they have to event Puppet, Formosa, and Colonial Rear Guards because they can't event Voice of America. So this these headphones have a tendency to time out while I'm talking because I'm talking rubbish probably. Those were the last 3 clean ops, and they put them in Chile and Algeria. Fine. So, I guess we start by cooing Guatemala and trying to set up a realign, right? So let's use Summit for that purpose. Although, we're now +1 with Summit. So why don't we make it a +2 by cooing Southeast African states? Ha! Famous last words. Ooh, big old overprotect. Okay, so now we're +2. Let's event Summit, and then we can get a coup off. Story of my life. +2 wasn't enough. I'm sorry, guys. The guys in chat, and I say guys because YouTube stats tells me my viewer base is 100% male. Sorry, guys. I did event Summit for you. Okay, so I mean they can make DEFCON 4 and have 2 free coups now, so they may just keep DEFCON 3 and laugh their way through the rest of the turn. That went splendidly. Now it becomes a matter of card timing, I suppose. You know, do we get... DEFCON 3, fine. I am, to some extent, relieved that they did that. I think they should have gone to DEFCON 4 and taken a couple of coups. But hey, fair enough. Here's one. So we can now overprotect Nigeria. Give up John Paul, unfortunately. And they finish with Formosa. Which gives us domination in Asia, even without shuttle diplomacy. And we'll event OAS in Argentina and just hope they don't get Central America scoring. We've got too many problems to deal with. Ah, good choice. Oh dear. No. No, no, no. We're going to use UN intervention to coup Angola while nuclear subs is in play. 4, 5, or 6, please. Big money. Splendid, thank you. So we know they're holding Voice of America, and the late war cards have arrived. We at least got US Japan, so they don't get free ops. North Sea oil might not be a bad shout. If indeed we make it to AR7. Yeah, North Sea oil to deny the 2 VPs worth of OPEC, but also have an extra turn. And they get to Aldrich. So US Japan and complete knowledge. We are toast. Reagan Bombazibionets has 3 VP, which is a bonus. But that did seem the likeliest outcome. And of course, we now don't have... Oh man. We are absolutely screwed. So what it all boils down to is, do they hold Africa, Asia, and Middle East scoring, or do they hold South America, Central America, and War Games? Nice. A 0 VP Alliance for Progress. Applause. Yeah. We are just going to resign ourselves here. The only way we're coming out of this alive... Oh, there we go. Good game, good game. Well, thanks for watching. I'm glad I got to Event Summit, even if the outcome was crap. Continuing to race back down into the 1600s. It's a good thing I don't care about playdeck rating. I've got one ITSL game left, which I am trying to sort out with a colleague. You know, an opponent. But the next couple of weekends, I'm super busy, so it's probably going to be March till that. And I'll get around to playing another one of these Ritzel things whenever I fancy getting beaten about the head, because apparently that's what they're good for. Oh well, a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Do tell me how I could have played better. I sense inevitability, but there you go. So until next time, thanks a lot. Take care.